Who do you think is the next runner-up? I know there's been talks of Stephen A. Smith running for president. You don't think?
Is you ain't my baby, please don't let me down.
Hold on.
A woman is a creature that's always been strange, and then you turn around, then she don't go made a change.
You just let her into it.
Oh yeah, yeah, well, look like we gonna be running for president because the white folk like me. In fact, I ain't running for president. I like vice president because I like a boss above me. So I
need more wine.
Comedian Godfrey was with Joy-Ann Reid on the One54 Africa YouTube show, and, well, he couldn't resist.
I know he did speak up on you. Like, was that...
Stephen?
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith. He spoke on your departure.
Stephen A. Smith, you know, he has maybe like 500,000 viewers a night, which is good on a sports show. That's never, like, I had higher ratings than him on my worst day.
Dang.
Than he had on his best day.
Yeah.
Wow. So if that's what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
And also, Stephen A. Smith, weirdly enough, has like created this political show with a set that looks like my old set, which is very creepy. And then third of all, dude, you're not a political pundit.
Nor could Joy Reid.
Say what you want. It doesn't matter because I understand from a contextual standpoint, I did nothing wrong to you. And the venom and the viciousness that you choose to show, cool, no problem, I can take it. It's all right, keep it coming. Do what you gotta do, if that's how you feel. And even though you'll get your clicks and you'll get your notoriety and people in the audience will gravitate to you, well, guess what? They're gonna gravitate to me too. You said that the ratings was more than mine. Again, context matters. You do understand I'm on at 10 in the morning.
So he would state this in his own defense, in part to Joy's previous comments.
They should be ashamed of themselves. Where's your evidence?
You know, it's not just Joy Reid and...
Well, let me say something about Joy Reid. Let's get this out of the way. I don't know this woman. I've met her one time. I shook her hand once. I've never spoken to her in my life. And she's responding that way because when she got fired by MSNBC, her show got canceled, I spoke on it. And what I said was, she is a talent, highly intelligent woman. I respect her. The issue, however, is that if your numbers drop 47% and you are black, in this culture that we're living in, did you really expect something else to happen? Of course they were going to do that to you. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, I get what you're saying and you might be right. But the manner in which you're going about it, that ain't gonna serve you well long term.
But why is it that many black women have had this criticism on Stephen A. Smith?
Who are the many? Because I think they're the few. The fact is, listen. Kerry Champion, a former employee at First Take, not just ESPN, she has spoken about her dealings with ESPN for years. Never once mentioned my name until the Jasmine Crockett thing came up, and she's been going for a decade. There's been plenty of times that she's reached out to me and asked for my advice or whatever help that she may have needed, and I've tried to help her. So out of the blue, here comes the whole Jasmine Crockett situation, folks pouncing.
Joy Reid saw this piece of video and had this to say on her show.
Now, I will note that he seems to have changed his position on moi, however, saying that since the entirety of the artist formerly known as MSNBC's ratings numbers went down after the election, and mine did too, that I got fired because I'm black. Did you notice that he said that? Particularly since ratings were actually up on my show and across the network at the time that I got fired. So he's saying that with everyone's ratings went down and mine did too, I should have known that they were gonna fire me because I'm black. That's weird, Stephen. Because I thought your whole shtick was to say, you've gotta prove that it's about race and it's not about race, but now you're saying it is about race?
I wasn't selling out, I was looking out, but you would come at me. and try to create a narrative questioning my blackness, do you really think I'm fazed by that? I ain't a black man, just a black man. I'm a brother. I'm with the brothers and sisters all the time. That's how I live my life. That's what's around me, contrary to what you want to believe. Everywhere I go, black people. Because I'm one of them. Because we know that's not what this is about. This is about y'all wanting me to parrot what y'all want me to say. And God forbid I think for myself. And I go on a case-by-case basis and I say, yo, this ain't gonna flow. That's not right. It's a problem. Why is everybody always bringing up me on ESPN when I own this YouTube channel? And I own this show on Sirius XM. How come y'all don't bring up Sirius XM? I don't say any of this stuff on ESPN. I don't bring any of my political stuff to ESPN. I'm there to do sports. Why can't y'all bring up Stephen A on Sirius XM? Stephen A on Straight Shooter? Why do you keep bringing up ESPN? Because you know it's owned by Disney? Because you're literally trying to go about the business of having me canceled?
Let's pause here because this is flat out ridiculous. That last part, absurd. This is a hilarious self-own. It's a hilarious way of framing this. I'm sorry. Stephen A, come on, man. You can't be serious. You can't be serious with this. Why do you not say Sirius XM? Why do you say ESPN? Because you represent ESPN everywhere you go. And to also sprinkle in that you don't put forth any political comments on ESPN, also complete blasphemy. Complete. You have talked about Colin Kaepernick. You have talked about Donald Trump. You have talked about the protests. You have talked about Black Lives Matter. You have talked about all of this. Who are you crapping, my guy? Who are you crapping? Who are you crapping? You have showed your misogyny over and over again. You know, I talk to women in my life after the Ray Rice video, and I try to tell them, don't try to bring anything on a man from punching you. What? Oh, God, this guy. Oh, you're bringing up ESPN to get me canceled. No, you schmuck. You represent that company at every turn. What do you mean? What do you mean? At this point, I think you're delusional. Because I think what you're not realizing is instead of really having any sort of introspection and being like, you know what, maybe I screwed up there. You're going on podcasts and shows and you're being soft on Ben Shapiro. You're being soft on Riley Gaines. You're being soft on Candace Owens. You're being soft on Steve Bannon. You're being soft on Tom Homan. Yet you have smoke for Jasmine Crockett and Joy-Ann Reid. Come on, dude. Anyone with 3 brain cells can see the pattern here. At this stage, you're canceling yourself. It's not them canceling you. First off, if I say the name Stephen A. Smith and what show is he on, how many people are going to say First Take? How many? I'd say 98%, if not more. Who are you crapping? These are legitimate criticisms of how you have gone after Michelle Obama, Kamala Harris, Jasmine Crockett, Jamil Hill, Joy-Ann Reid, Carrie Champion. Like, come on. Like, look. Privileged white guy alert, all right? But I'm telling you, you have different smoke for the saltines than you have with Jamil Hill. It is what it is. But now you're trying to deflect blame. And you're trying to say, yeah, it's not really about that. No, it is. It is. And all this BS, threading the needle with peddling the middle, just stop, dude. Just stop. You truly don't want to own who you really are. You don't. There are so many of us waking up politically, and the last thing we need is a centrist like yourself. Centrism is what got us here. Your arguments are trash, man. You said you would vote for Marco Rubio? He's the only adult in the room? Brother. Oh my Lord. You are friends with some of the worst people on this planet, but you really want to come at lefties. Stop, man. And this whole thing, I see right through you. This whole thing about the presidency, I don't know. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm teasing it. I'm not going to do it. I'm thinking about it. I'm not going to do it. You're not doing it. It's a very Trumpian way, whether you want to accept that or not, of how you're handling this. You're doing it to get your name in the news. You're doing it to try and be just a little more popular. Because what that does is not only feed into your ego every time you see a news headline or a tweet going viral about you toying with it, but what you're hoping is that people will continue to watch. And you know what? Maybe it'll work. You figured out the game by throwing your journalism credentials completely in the trash, putting gasoline on it, setting it on fire, and then walking out of the room. But at least just try. Try and be honest with yourself about why so many people are coming at you. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/tytsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.